Hi guys and welcome back. In this video we're going to look at return values. And that's because functions can not only perform actions, which is what the calculate MPG function does here. It processes some data and then prints something out. They can also take some inputs and give us some outputs. What that allows us to do is to extract some of this code into a separate function so that they don't get too long. This calculate MPG function at the moment does a bit more than just calculate MPGs. It calculates MPGs, and then it also calculates the car name, and finally it prints it out. So there are a few things going on in this function, and that's usually something that tells you that you can have multiple functions instead of just one. A few things are going on, you can have one function for each thing. Let's make our calculate MPG function actually only calculate MPGs. What we'll do is after the calculation, we will just do return MPG. This is how you can return values, and what that means is whenever this function gets called, you can then assign that to a variable. For example, we could do something like this, and then the value of dividing the mileage by the fuel consumed, which is a float, will be assigned to the MPG variable via this return. We'll have 50.0, let's say as an example. We will return 50.0, and then we will assign 50.0 to MPG. Now, because that's happening, as soon as Python encounters a return statement, the function ends, and none of the other code evaluates. So what we've done here is we've made our calculate MPG function actually only calculate MPGs. Now we need another function to do the rest of the stuff. So I'll define a function called car name, and it will also take a car, and it will just calculate the name, and then it will return it. Finally, I'll make a function called print car info, which will take a car as well, and it will use these two functions to get the car name and to get the car's MPG. Finally, it will print it out. Notice that this function here does not have a return. So when we run this function, if we were to assign it to a variable like this variable would be equal to the special value none in Python. None just means no value. So all functions in Python return the value none by default, or you can of course just do return none if you want to make that explicit. None has a capital N, and again, it just means no value. What we've done here is we now have three functions. So I appreciate this is a little bit more complicated than it was before. We've got a function that calculates the miles per gallon.